Another sad statistic tonight showing the increasing violence in this world of ours. More and more women at risk on the streets and even in their own homes are signing up for self-defence courses. As David Richardson reports, women are flocking to martial arts courses to learn
They're
how to
working
protect
back
themselves.
late, they might be carrying valuable documents or money, they go out alone, they're in positions where they can become a target.
Throw in a couple of continuous punches if you
I
feel
think
you're
women
able
are
to.
more aware nowadays of the need for safety. They're more prepared to take action on that need.
Does it sadden you that the people you teach, in particular the women, have to inflict pain to protect themselves?
I feel sad at the amount of violence in society. I feel sad to think of any victim who didn't ask to be damaged and who has been. And I feel sad to think of the rest of their life if they have survived the attack and their families.
According to police statistics, 1 in 3 Australian women is physically assaulted by her husband. 1 in 4 women is sexually assaulted.
I don't think about them inflicting pain. What I think about is them having the confidence and the ability to avoid and prevent most dangerous situations.
Ildi Igai is a manager of the Social Security Department. She's trained in Wing Chun for 6 years, and she's had to use her skill to stave off a larger man.
He moved in and I felt incredibly threatened and intimidated, so until I've actually done it, I hadn't realised what I'd done. All I did was step in with a low heel kick. Bang, he was on the ground.
Lawyer Kate Bradshaw took up self-defence for fitness and protection, for on the street and the office, if need be.
Come
John?
back to my office, mate.
No! I said no.
Come on, Kate.
John, no! Just go home. John, no!
Okay.
Designed to combat more physically powerful opponents. The greatest ever invited some modern-day nuns to follow in her footprints and become Wing Chun nuns.
I'm a missionary in Vietnam. I travel a lot in remote villages, and physically we are vulnerable.
I've never ever felt under threat as a prison chaplain, but one never knows.
You have a very good weapon within you, but all you need now is just to discover it. Right hand forward.
But can Simon really turn these novices into warrior nuns?
Right hand.
This is the classic Wing Chun training exercise, sticky hands.
If your balance is poor, your arm have no power. You're learning how to get the balance of your body, and then you realize that your arm is not give you any power.
Sticky hands also addresses a fundamental fact of fighting, the reality of confrontation at close range. It's not something that people are used to.
In the Wing Chun system, the sticking hand, it is important because they are get used to the distance of the people who waving their arms in front of them.
Yes.
It's conquering our basic fears of violence that all martial training strives to achieve.
Ancient warriors knew that the calmer you were under duress, the better you could respond. It's not that you suppress your fear, it's that you allow it and accept it, allow it to elevate your function, and it becomes a companion.
Next up, Wing Chun's simultaneous punching and blocking.
Punch, blocking, yes, it will be like this.
To fight effectively, you need to train, and you have to have a certain mental attitude, and that doesn't come easily to everybody. You can teach a lot of people how to wield a pike or fire a gun, but you can't persuade everyone to engage mentally in combat if they don't want to.
Simon hoped the nuns would be inspired by the short-range power of Wing Chun. Board breaking is the classic test of a martial artist's power and concentration. And then it was their turn.
You all can do it.
If the nuns can crack this, there'll be a credit to their habits.
Now, I want you to break this board by the palm strike. To hit it with your mind. Our body is the most dangerous weapon. Now you're going to learn how to using it. Now you hit hard, must not be afraid. Hit hard. Hey!
Combat is enormously shocking. You quite often can't do something in combat that you haven't previously rehearsed. Otherwise, your opponent will simply overwhelm you before you know what's happened, and you're dead.
hit. Hey!
It's a kind of a new discovery. It's not just a non-violence defense, but it's stop violence before it ever happened.
Mentally must not be afraid. Hey!
The best weapon of all time is the human mind. The others are tools. By themselves, they're nothing without us.
Martial training is all about learning to harness the mind and the body to act together in the extreme circumstances of unavoidable confrontation. These women have shown that the greatest ever weapon is
This is how practical real-life items can be used as well.
All right, well, have you got some practical real-life items?
Yes, we have. In fact, first of all, we're going to show some unarmed self-defence, and then we're going to go straight into the weapons.
Okay, I hope Steve's taking close eyes.
All right. What we'd like people to look for is the simplicity and effectiveness of what we're going to do. We don't do fancy movements. Everything is direct, practical, and very simple.
So you don't muck around?
We don't muck around. You can't afford to.
Okay.
So I'll ask Nigel to come on.
Okay, now you explain to us what's happening.
First of all, we're going to show some very simple and practical real-life attack and defence situations that could happen to anyone.
This is serious business. This is a frightening business.
You'll notice that all our movements are very direct, they're very economical, and while it might look a little bit complex to a beginner, Wing Chun is actually very simple to learn and can be learnt within 3 to 6 months.
Should you start I guess you should wait till you're proficient before you start trying these sorts of things, though.
Well, this demonstration would include some of the more advanced movements, but some of the very simple things like a grab from behind, they can be learnt and applied straight away. The weapons, of course, are a much more advanced demonstration.
I don't like your attacker here.
But what we want to show here is how a real-life item like an umbrella could be used. And what we point out in the book is that even without training, if you read the book, you'll find out how these sorts of things could be used effectively.
Things that you've got on you at the time.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Shall I move?
We'll try to keep out of your way. Another item that we've brought on the show this morning is a broom. A woman may be at home, or a person may be at home with a broom. Actually, we've bent the umbrella.
I'm a little nervous myself. Okay, you're just busily doing
just sweeping away with the broom.
Right.
You'll notice that the movements are very direct. We don't wave our weapons around. If you have to strike someone, no, you do it without warning, without telegraphing. Now, the actual Wing Chun weapons are the butterfly knives and the long pole. Right. And we're going to show this morning how the butterfly knives can be used against the pole.
All right, we've just got a very short period of time, so...
Right, okay.
You these, Nigel.
Once again.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and I hope that somewhere along the line we can help some people.